I'm Wayne Pollock. I'm a thought leadership ghostwriter serving big law and boutique law firm partners. I help these partners build their practices and the prominence one word at a time. Let's talk about 4 under-the-radar sources of thought leadership inspiration at industry conferences. When people attend industry conferences, they know that the presentations will hopefully be informative and could inspire them to change how they do whatever they do, could change how they run their business, how they practice law, but also could provide inspiration for future thought leadership. But there are at least 4 more sources of inspiration for thought leadership at conferences, and these 4 in particular, I think, are under the radar and are sneaky effective at providing inspiration for future thought leadership articles, videos, podcast episodes, etc. So the first under the radar source of thought leadership inspiration is the quick side conversations you might have during a break. Perhaps a conversation you had with a fellow attendee regarding their impressions of a presentation you both just sat through, or a throwaway comment that one of you makes about the subject matter of the presentation could inspire a piece of thought leadership, as could someone's casual observation about industry trends or some other observation that somehow builds off of the subject matter of that presentation. Second under the radar source of thought leadership inspiration is networking conversations. Asking your networking contacts about what challenges or opportunities that they're dealing with, that could lead to inspiration, especially if you're asking them about particular legal or business pain points that maybe aren't so popular or aren't widely covered. And bonus points if your networking contacts connect dots between legal or business pain points and developments in the legal world, in the business world, or in the world that you hadn't connected before, and that you realize, well, actually, this one domino falling could impact my target audiences in this way many dominoes down the road based on this conversation that I just had. Third under the radar source of inspiration for thought leadership at conferences, conversations during social events. At these social events, you're going to have people who are a bit more at ease, perhaps a bit more informal, which could lead to a bit more candid discussions. These could provide inspiration for thought leadership. Interestingly enough, at social events, you might get more opinions, have more conversations regarding the business of law, the practice of law, culture, hiring, client service, things that are not necessarily concerning the substance of the law that you practice or the substance of the industries that you serve. But remember, thought leadership is so flexible, and you can demonstrate thought leadership in the legal community by discussing the practice of law, the business of law, client service. So even when these informal conversations at social events are concerning the business or practice of law, that's still fodder for thought leadership, and those conversations could provide inspiration for future thought leadership pieces. The fourth and final, for our purposes, under the radar source for thought leadership inspiration at conferences is observations during travel. The journey you took from your home to the conference could provide inspiration left and right for thought leadership. Whether you took a flight, a train, a boat, an Uber, a Lyft, or you walked, there are going to be observations you have about your customer service interactions, your interactions with other people that can inspire thought leadership. When you walk into a hotel, if you're staying there overnight for the conference, how were you treated? What do you observe about the facility and how its employees and staff members are treating guests and each other? If you're just going for a conference at a facility, how are the staff members of that facility treating you, treating guests, treating each other? All of these observations could inspire thought leadership, both the business of law and practice of law if you're focused on client service issues and how you're treated, or you could be focusing on substantive issue spotting where you saw something happen while you were out and about and made you think, wow, gee, I can't believe these people are allowing this kind of conduct to happen. Don't they realize there could be legal liability? Or, gee, what happens if they don't fix this problem? What could that mean for their business? One caveat I have to mention regarding these 4 under the radar sources is that they generally require you to engage other people. They require you to ask questions, specifically open-ended questions, to get people talking. Of course, you could piggyback on other conversations, but if you truly want to draw inspiration for thought leadership from a conference, you would be well served by being outgoing, being engaging, talking to people, asking them questions, and just sitting back and listening to what they have to say and taking what they have to say, and look for inspiration for thought leadership from their responses to your questions, the comments they volunteer to you, and any other interactions you have with people at the conference. If you're interested in learning how to take the inspiration you've gotten from conferences and create relevant, valuable, and compelling thought leadership from them, check out lawfirmeditorialservice.com. We have plenty of videos, blog posts, and podcast episodes that can help you do just that.